Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Starshow. Bum, 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 bum. I'm out here in Scottsdale, Arizona, where Mars is going to go behind the moon, and I'm going to shoot some photos of it. I have a Canon. Let's see, I got 1/160th of a second exposure. And I have some photos of Mars getting really close to the moon now. Right now, it's about, I want to say, about a fifth of a lunar diameter away in the sky. There's a 10-second timer, so I'm taking roughly one picture every 10, 12 seconds. It's really unfortunate, and this is what makes it a little bit of a Peter shit show, is that I almost didn't get the day off to view this because a lot of times at work, people just think that because I don't live with anybody, I don't have any needs in life. And I kind of had to bend my story a little bit. I told my boss that the reason I love stargazing is because I had a friend who taught me all about stargazing. And unfortunately, he passed away due to COVID last year. And so now he has gotten to accept stargazing a little bit. Not as much as when my colleagues need to take time off for their kids, even if their kids want to go stargazing, right? Imagine I had a colleague who wanted to take his kid somewhere to go view this. I would imagine that gets a higher priority than me wanting to view this, right? Oh, this is a real good one. See if it will show up on here. I'll make a slideshow later. What do you think about Heaven's Gate? I don't know. Only 8 more minutes before it actually goes behind the sun or the moon. So unfortunately, somebody has been disliking all my videos, and some of them multiple times. But that's fine. Maybe I'll become the most disliked channel, and that might break some records too. But I'm so glad I spent Thanksgiving by myself, because I was just thinking about 6 years ago, my family and I had Thanksgiving together, and we were eating dinner, and Peter Shit had released an episode, and I really wanted to watch it, and I turned it on at the dinner table, and my dad kept insisting that I turn it off, and I just couldn't wait to get back to the Peter Shit show, and it really ruined the spirit of Thanksgiving. My mom used to give me a lot of grief about when am I gonna get married, have kids, especially at Thanksgiving dinner. She's gonna be like, I'm the only family member who doesn't have kids over. And my dad is very strict about table manners. After spending all year crammed in the office, needing table manners, having to follow all these rules of the office, right? Oftentimes can't eat at my desk. I can't, obviously, I can't show up high on caffeine. And a lot of, I have autism. Caffeine really helps me. But of course, if I have to drive and I have to work, it forces me to stay off my caffeine and my other medications. And after all year of following those rules, the last thing I want to do at Thanksgiving dinner is to follow more rules, right? I want to be able to fully recharge when I sit at the Thanksgiving dinner table, right, and listen to Peter shit and and be able to eat the way I want. If I feel like fasting on Thanksgiving Day, I want to do that too, right? If I feel like I need to uh, listen to the Peter shit show or create my own Peter shit show or live stream myself eating or anything else, right? I don't want more rules after all year of listening to my boss and having to have good table manners at work. The last thing I want to do is to continue doing that at Thanksgiving dinner, right? I want to be able to say the word shit at the dinner table, right? And go on the air and go with the Peter shit show, right? Peter shit, right? I want to be able to do that, right? Because after all year of tension, not being able to eat and drink and use caffeine whenever I want, and sometimes I mean, as much as I've quit masturbating now, sometimes I still get the odd urge here and there, and sometimes it happens in the office, right? And not being able to satisfy that there. Sometimes at Thanksgiving dinner, I get an urge to masturbate, and I just do it, right? Uh, and I don't want to have to uh, to think, right? Well, let's zoom in on Mars for one photo. This is 80x. Cool. Oh, I can't wait to see how this turns out when I print it out. You know, when I started stargazing a few years ago, well, actually 6 years ago now, and I would set the timer and the camera would go beep, 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 beep. And in my mind, beep, 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 beep basically means Jupiter now because the first thing I ever learned to look for my camera was Jupiter. So now every time I hear beep, 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 sometimes at the tutoring center where I work, my boss likes to take pictures of the students getting awards to put on the wall, and she sets the camera to 10 seconds so she can get in it, and it goes beep 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 beep. Beep. I'm like, oh, we're going to Jupiter. That's what goes on in my head, and beep 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 is shorthand for Jupiter now. Wow, only a couple more minutes before Mars goes behind the moon. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Starshow. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Starshow. Bum, 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 bum. But I'm still fuming about the time my dad wouldn't let me listen to the Peter shit show at the dinner table. It was 6 years ago, and I can still vividly remember how my dad said we didn't invite Peter shit to come to our table to talk about the economy crashing. He was so upset that I would even think about turning on Peter shit at the dinner table. All right, I'm gonna have to turn the timer off so I can get these in quick succession because it's coming up. Oh, auto. Oh wait, no timer. And go back to G. There we go. 80 zoom. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Shit Show. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Starshow. Bum 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 bum. How far can I zoom on that? When did I discover Peter's shit? It was around the time of the big 2008 financial crisis. All right, last couple of photos before it disappears all too. Wow, I can't wait to see how these turn out when I print it out. Yeah, you like the Peter Starshow parody. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Starshow. I think that's the last one. I think Mars has disappeared. Uh, yep, it has disappeared. It will reappear at about 8:30. I'll come back and shoot some more. All right, that was a good shooting. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Starshow. Bum 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 bum